Clay is used in Haiti to make household items, construction materials, and many other things. All very beautiful. In the heart of Haiti's picturesque mountains is this village called Pane. The people who live here decided to work together to produce everyday items. Around here, all you have to do is dig to find dry clay, a very brittle substance. This clay is then mixed with water. Very soon you get a smooth, supple and slimy mass that can be turned into practically anything. After kneading his clay well, Jean Bienotto makes balls the size of melons that will be transformed in the workshop. In Pane, they use a potter's wheel. It's made from a heavy rotating wheel. This is attached to a disc on which the clay is placed. Traditional potter's wheels are made entirely out of wood. But they can also be made out of modern materials, metal or cement. The working principle is always the same. Thanks to the wheel's spinning motion, when the lump of clay is placed in the center of the work surface, Monsieur Héris only has to press on one spot to change the shape of the entire mass. He can shape the sides of his pot with his fingers. No sudden gestures, but gentle, flowing movements on both the inside and the outside of what is slowly turning into a jug. He wets his hands often to keep the clay from drying out and cracking. But he's also careful not to get it too soft and wet. As soon as the sides take shape, Monsieur Héris starts to widen his pot. He brings his hands together to shape the neck of the jug before flattening it down with his thumbs. He uses a length of wire to remove his pottery from the wheel. A few hours later, the clay is about as stiff as leather. It's ready to be trimmed and smoothed with a bit of wood or a smooth stone. The bottom is evened out too. And as for decorating, your imagination can run wild. In Pane, the kiln is made of clay too. It works well and is quite sturdy. Small cracks can be repaired easily, with more clay of course. The flat roof can hold a great number of pots, and the holes guarantee that the heat rises evenly. Even once they've started to dry, the pots are still fragile. So Monsieur Herisse is very careful about piling them up on the kiln. The larger items go on the bottom, the smaller ones on the top. The heat mustn't escape too fast, so the openings are closed up with moist earth and pottery chippings. The pottery is fired all night long and becomes as hard as stone. The next step is quality control. It all depends on the sound that they make. A high note means that the container is fine. A low note means that there are cracks. The pot is rejected. Dried banana leaves are used to protect the pots from shocks during transportation. The pottery goes down the mountain and into town on the back of a horse or donkey. At journey's end, all this pretty and useful pottery will be sold in the streets of Port-au-Prince. The people of Pane can be proud of their work. Clay is used to make a completely different type of product in Laurie, near Cap Haitien. 27 people from this village formed a cooperative that makes construction materials. Bricks, floor tiles, and roof tiles. After treading, the clay is kneaded by hand. For the final shape, wooden or metal molds are used. There's a different mold for each type of product, and different people are responsible. For example, for roof tiles, François Renaud is in charge of pressing the clay into the mold. The excess clay is cut off with a piece of string or wire. Then the tile's surface is polished with a piece of plastic. This is easier to do when the plastic is moistened with kerosene. The tile boss knows how to get the tiles out of their two-sided molds. The clay comes out of the wood easily. Then comes the first stage of the drying process. When the tiles become hard, they can be cleaned. Other products are being manufactured constantly. Take floor tiles, for example. Jules Santana is coating the mold with kerosene so that the clay will be easy to remove. Each product has a different person in charge, but everyone here is used to working with clay and molds, so good results are ensured. These different materials are fired inside a large kiln, which is big enough for someone to go inside. It's heated from the side. In Lori, sugarcane pulp makes perfect fuel. They use it to light the kiln once a month. The end result: high-quality, long-lasting building materials that provide better insulation than sheet metal does and are quite sturdy. Cap Haitian has a lot of homes with tile roofs. It's more expensive, of course, but it's a good investment because they're wind and weather resistant and can last up to 50 years. Proof of the excellent quality of the Lori men's work. In addition, clay allows free rein for creativity. Beauty, practicality, or both, clay can be used to make a wide variety of different items suited to everyone's taste.